the low wall and followed me through the prickly heath towards the edge. Only that few feet closer to the sea, and the sound was magnified, a crashing thud that echoed up through the solid rock and vibrated in my body and my ears. I was consumed by it. It was as though a single thread had been plucked from my dress and stretched all the way to the cottage where Mother would be bustling about in the kitchen. It held me, but it was thin, and it blew out in an arc like a spider's silk in the wind. I reached for Harriet's hand and told her where to place her black boots as we inched forwards in the shifting stones. I was a lighthouse girl, and I had stood on the edge of cliffs before, but not this one, and never so high up. Harriet stopped and let go of my hand as we got closer, spooked by the buffeting wind and the sudden space that was opening up before us where the edge of the rock dropped into nothingness. "Kate, this is far enough. We've seen it. We've gone further out than the boys. It could crumble away." Harriet was frozen, white hands gripping a salt bush that would do nothing to hold her if she slipped. "I want to see over the edge," I shouted, and my mouth filled with cold air as the sound was snatched away from me. "Well, I'm not going any further. You'll get yourself killed." I turned. "Come with me, Harriet, just a little bit further. I won't let you fall." Her face was white and creased with worry. Some part of me, deep inside, grew stronger when Harriet was scared. I needed her beside me, to feel her trembling hand in mine, to have the courage to get to the edge myself. I took her hand. "We'll go slowly. You tell me if you need to stop. Just to that rock there. We'll be able to see the whole world." Her face did not shift, but she began to move her feet. Together we crept forwards, bodies braced against the wind, the sea glittering in front of us and all around. "Kate," Harriet warned me, and I knew it was close enough. Below us, the rocks looked as if they had crumbled into the sea. To the right, there was a river of brown and green glinting in the sunlight, broken glass where the men tipped our rubbish over the edge. Out beyond the swirls of white water and dark shadows of submerged rock, birds circled and then plunged into the water, leaving small splashes in their wake. The silvery glint of a school of fish flashed under the surface of the water. The sound of the wind out there was a high whistle in my ears, and I clapped my other hand up to stop the cold prick of it worming into my brain. "Oh," breathed Harriet, her face close to my ear. I turned to see her eyes bright with the light and the water and the brilliance of it all. This was surely joy, and terror, for I was seized by the thought, so clear that I could step forwards and then be falling, weightless. And more than that, Harriet's trust was so warm and damp in the grip of my hand, I could take her with me. We could be like sisters forever, leaping out into the air. Perhaps we would find that we could fly, and we would circle up and up, calling to each other, laughing at the wonder of it, looking down at the lighthouse, the cottages, the slope of green speckled with goats, the little paths etched through the scrub, the shapes of the children playing as we circled ever higher, unbound by the earth. I stepped back suddenly, pulling Harriet with me, and sat down with a thud. "Kate, you scared me!" Harriet crouched down next to me. "You're as white as a ghost." "I was dizzy, that's all." My head spun, and the sun was dazzling. "Come on," she said, and heaved me up and back towards the solid bulk of the lighthouse, the settlement, all our earthly goods. I still see it sometimes, in my dreams, my mind's eye. I see it, but not quite as it was, and I wonder what other imaginings I've mixed up with the truth of the past. The two of us, arms outstretched to the sky, the sea, fingertips touching, and the wind rushing through us, our hair, our skirts, our breathless laughter, as we stood on the edge of terror, and wonder and marvel.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.